The Boy and the World and Oscar-winning Adam Elliot's latest short film, Ernie Biscuit, are some of the animated films that will headline the 2016 edition of the Cape Town International Animation Festival. Previously known as Kunjanimation, the annual festival brings South Africans the chance to catch some of the world's best animated films from countries such as France, Brazil, Australia, Ireland and South Africa. The festival, which runs from the 18th to the 21st of February 2016 at the River Club in Cape Town, will feature multiple award winners and Oscar nominees as part of the lineup for their fifth festival. Festival director Dianne Mackings joins us from our Sea Point studios. Dianne, good morning. Thank you very much for joining me.
Hi, good morning, Sam.
For a lot of people this morning, Dianne, they will hear about this animation festival for the very, very first time. Just give us a brief background to its origins.
Sure. We started in 2011 as quite an industry-facing conference and festival, and slowly over the years with our partners we've been able to grow into and rebrand into the Cape Town International Animation Festival. So this is the first year under its new banner, and this is the first year that we've got a program that is as large and as varied as what we've managed to achieve.
What informed the move away from Kunjanimation, if that's the correct pronunciation, to being the International Animation Festival?
So the idea is that we really want to put South Africa onto the global calendar of animation festivals. There are so many animation festivals right throughout the world, and not one yet represented for Africa. So this is going to be the first one, and we hope to grow it so it becomes a feature on the global calendar.
I'm sure it must be easy to say now because people are struggling with Kunjanimation. That positioning, in terms of positioning South Africa as a player, what does that say about the industry? Because we have seen one or two big animation films come out of South Africa, but what we seem to be caught in this horrible mill is that we only think of animation in terms of big movies. We don't understand and realize that there are a lot of independent animators out there.
Sure. I mean, the NFEF recently did a research and a poll, an audience survey, and they were able to find out from this audience survey that the one piece of content that audiences are looking for in South Africa is animation. So there's a huge demand for it, and our industry can supply that for people. So in terms of supply and demand, we're perfectly positioned as a growth sector to be able to start providing people the content that they most desperately want.
Here's the other thing, Dianne, as well. When you reposition this animation festival to compete internationally, what does that say about the standard of the quality of the animation originating out of the African continent?
Sure. I mean, our animation is world class. Absolutely. It's why studios like Magic Light Pictures partner with Triggerfish, because our animation is that good. We did a tour last year to London, and studios were bowled over by the work that's coming out of South Africa. It's just unfortunately South Africans that don't get to see it that much because it does get exported. But definitely in terms of the industry and in what is being created here, our talent is world class.
Talk to me very quickly about the 2016 edition of the festival. What can we expect this year? I know it's a horrible thing to say, but do we live in that world where it always has to be bigger and better?
No, absolutely. I mean, I think that's the joy of the festival, is that just because there's no marketing budget behind these films like what Pixar and the rest get to market and distribute, doesn't mean that these films aren't incredible. There's beautiful visual styles, they're incredible stories, and that's why they keep winning so many awards internationally, because the work and the content is good. The difference is, of course, is that the marketing budgets aren't as big as the big Hollywood studios, which is why they get limited releases. So people can really expect to see some beautiful films and beautiful animation at the festival. On top of that, we've got some great talks by some high-ranking studios. DreamWorks is coming out, Christine Ponzavera is coming out, Mark Shapiro from Leica, and they did Box Trolls and Paranorman and Coraline. So people are in for a real treat this year.
There's also some interesting partnerships, and I can only imagine that you need the kind of partnerships to make a festival like this work.
Sure, we've been incredibly lucky. Our partners, the NFEF and Westgrow and EFAS and Nickelodeon, have all come on board to make this festival happen. And then, of course, we've got our creative partners like Sunrise Studios and Triggerfish, and they've come on board to help us with speakers and with talks and with shaping the content of the festival.
Dianne, we're going to leave it there, but thank you very much for joining us from our Cape Town studios. That's Dianne Mackins, who is the director of the Cape Town International Animation Festival, which kicks off on the 18th until the 21st of February. And it'll have a host of feature films, workshops, dedicated business-to-business sessions, and a brand new pop-up shop.
Thanks
so
much.
Google for those details and find out ticket prices. But it's the festival to be at. We take an ad break. Don't go anywhere.